So I'm using your comment to talk about my new favorite movie, The Moment, but I have a point about ACOTAR, I promise. So my husband and I, over this Valentine's Day, he was like, we're gonna go out to brunch. We're going to go do whatever you want to do, and I was like, sweetie, I want to go see this movie. I want to go see the Moment movie. And he was like, all right, fine. And we went, and we could not have had more different reactions to the movie. Like, I loved the Moment, and my poor husband thought this was like the worst thing he'd ever seen in his life. And I think that's kind of the point. I think it's meant to like be polarizing, and I think it's kind of difficult to like get into the moment. One, you need to have like that specific you need to like find the things that the moment was doing funny, and my husband just doesn't. But I also think you need to be at least somewhat well versed in the way that pop stars are commodified, and the way that like pop music is made, and the way like, and you need to like be immersed a little bit in pop music, which I definitely am, and he definitely was not. That being said, I fucking loved the moment. The whole credit card scene, we were cackling in that theater, and my poor husband was just like, what are you guys laughing at? But I mean, well, I'm like, I'm not like, I was dead. I was just dead in that movie theater. But to bring it back to your comment, and specifically the contents of your comment, I actually think that this is definitely part of the reason why Cassian pisses me off so much. Not necessarily because I think that my husband like is like Cassian, because no. Like, I hate Cassian, and I married my husband, so I feel the opposite about my husband that I do about Cassian. That being said, you're not wrong. Like he's got like long hair, he's got like an undercut, like he's a vibe. But I've always been of the school of thought that the man that you hate or like the most in the ACOTAR fandom, or like the probably the wider SJM fandom as well, but ACOTAR, we're talking about ACOTAR. The man who like makes you the maddest is probably the most reminiscent of the men who have hurt you the most, and my exes are definitely very Cassian coded. So I actually had a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction when you said my husband's built like Cassian, which he is, but I was like, oh my god, my husband has Cassian vibes, gross. But like, that wasn't what you meant. Like, what you meant was that, you know, like he's built like a brick shit house, which he is. And it just goes to show that like I am not immune to the kind of irrationality that plagues the anti-Tamlin mainstream of this fandom. Because, like, there is something nutty about the way that the mainstream fandom, the fandom at large, kind of villainizes Tamlin and demonizes Tamlin for shit that Rhysand does. And part of it is because Tamlin reminds them of their exes. And when a character is kind of, I think, designed to remind you kind of viscerally of the worst things that a romantic partner can do to you, and might have actually done to you in some cases, I think it's difficult to engage with the character critically, which is why I try to be careful about how like vitriolic I get about Cassian, and I try not to be too knee-jerk about it, specifically because like at that point you lose a little bit of objectivity about it, and it's difficult to engage with the character critically, you know? So I guess the moral of this video is, I love my husband. Let's do character analysis more objectively and go watch The Moment. It fucking slaps.